All right, today we have the Razer Firefly version 2 mouse pad, because we also have the Basilisk Ultimate. And so we're gonna use that for this guy. And obviously that has Chroma, this has Chroma, lots of Chroma going on here. This is the same thing Razer keeps showing. There's another previous Razer package I opened had this. It's not really perforated or anything. You still gotta kind of cut it. Maybe it's just telling you where to cut. But I could have figured that out pretty much. Yeah, be bigger than I expected. All right, yeah, decent sized feller here. So, stellar packaging here. All right, as is the standard, you got nice paperwork here. Or this one I don't think we need as much. It will work with Synapse, which is nice. Stickers, of course, wouldn't be Razer without stickers. So this one does have Chroma on the edges here. So it has this little guy here that will be the brain of the operation, I guess. So you'll plug in the USB-A cord to your device. And then if you had another mouse, you could use it here. I'm gonna use this one, I guess. To not trap it, maybe, I don't know. We have the wireless mouse. Yeah, that's gonna be nice. This is sturdier than it, like it's still malleable to an extent. Pliable, what's the word here? I can bend it. It would probably snap if I went too hard. I'm super strong though, so. Some of y'all may not have to worry about that because you're not too strong enough for me. I can break it in half in a heartbeat. So we got that, which is pretty nice. And also, not included here, but in this packaging, we picked up the Razer Ergonomic mouse rest. Here we go, boom. Now it's like a party. Woo! Where's my wrist having a party? So yeah, this is pretty good. I do like this a lot. This is fairly inexpensive, certainly by Razer standards, and I like it a lot. This video, of course, is about the Firefly, but pretty stellar. All right, obviously we got to plug it into the computer to get it to work. I want these colors to work. I mean, what good's a mouse pad if it doesn't have lights and flashy colors? I will not make any of those dumbass jokes that people say where you get more FPS because RGB. The joke was funny 10 years ago, but not now. So, all right, let's move it over to the computer and we'll get it set up and boom. All right, so here's the Razer Firefly V2. So this is a mouse pad. You can adjust the brightness, of course, and there's a couple different effects. Let's go ahead and set it to breathing. So you can see green, let's make it 2 colors. We'll make the other one purple. I'm gonna turn the lights off so you can get a better idea of how the lights look. So I do think this one is particularly good. So there is breathing. You can see it just changes colors, of course. And let's go to reactive. I don't know what reactive would be. Oh, maybe that has to be programmed in with if you have other Synapse stuff for reactive. So by itself, reactive really doesn't seem to do very much, but that's to be understood. Outside of reactive, we have spectrum cycling. So that just goes through the various colors, of course. Pretty standard spectrum cycling stuff for a Razer or really any kind of RGB guy. And then static, of course, is just one solid color. We can change that to, let's do red. You know, I never really noticed it before, but it does seem like it's a little, the camera makes it exaggerated, but it is a little bit brighter in that very front piece right there. Even in person, it is a little bit bright here. It's not as exaggerated as it appears to be on these cameras, but it is slightly brighter there. All right, and then of course wave, which is really nice. So that's of course probably the best looking one. And of course, that's the only things that are available in the quick effects settings. There's not a lot of other settings. I will note this for some of these videos I remember too, and some I forget, but it is nice that you have that when display is turned off button that turns off all your lights, because I previously had Alienware, and when my display was turned off, it would not turn off all my lights, and I did not like that. So again, this mouse pad is mainly for aesthetics. I mean, in reality, yes, it's a gaming mouse pad and it's smooth, and a mouse just slide across it, nice and no problemo like. And I think it will, but this is my son's mouse for one, but two, we don't really use it like that. So here example here is the, you can see it moves across pretty good, right? This is the Basilisk Ultimate, I think. We have 2, I forget. This is the one with the line that goes across here and the little dock. So, you know, if you're gaming, it's gonna be good, but just aesthetically, if you're wanting your desk to look nice, I mean, obviously you're paying a premium, but any Razer product is a premium, but especially if you can, which we'll show you next, if you sync up a lot of Razer products together, it is nice how all these tie in together. In particular, my son uses this along with the Huntsman Elite keyboard that has a light going around the wrist rest, and so it does look pretty cool like that. So yeah, so you can see, I don't have any precise measuring techniques here, but I mean, as far as just using it like a regular mouse pad, it works perfectly fine, of course. I mean, really great. I mean, it looks good, it's cool, I like it. And then of course, if you wanted to use it as a mouse pad for gaming, that it is obviously designed for that. But for us, it's more aesthetics and just being a nice mouse pad in general. But the aesthetics, what I'm saying, will make more sense once you see it all together, but we'll go to that next. All right, so here we are with the full setup. Now, in case you think this sounds familiar, I'm using this portion of the video on multiple different Razer product clips. I might tweak it from here to there on each one. But it's also a good idea to subscribe if you're watching this one. You know why? Because all these products I've had for a very long time. A lot of these things I've made videos. That HyperX, so on the far right corner there's a HyperX. I made a video on that very long time ago. Of course, in this video series, we have the Razer Raptor monitor, the Nommo Chroma speakers, the Basilisk Ultimate mouse, and the wireless charging dock for the mouse, the Firefly V2 mouse pad, and the Huntsman Elite controller. Over here that doesn't play nice with the colors is the Razer Wolverine V2 Chroma and Pokémon Special Edition OLED switch dock. And of course our little bobblehead Snicky Snack. And down below, the desk itself is a Husky desk, which I made a video on a very long time ago. Well, here is the UPS that I made a video on. Here, I don't know if it's gonna show on camera, but this is all being powered off of my Dell XPS A950 that I made videos on previously. So the point of that is, I'm not one of these YouTube guys that just buys products to make videos on and gets rid of them. These are things I actually use and I've had for a very long time. A lot of this stuff is 2 years old or approaching the 2-year mark. So we're talking about in-depth use cases. You know, I'm not one of these guys that has a brand new laptop every week.
Hi, this is David at Mash IT.
So here you can see all the products together. This is what I was mentioning before. It's very nice to see them all together and it looks pretty cool. Like I said, the mouse dock doesn't play nice color-wise and neither does the controller, but everything else is doing the wave, which is pretty cool. Let me show you that you can do a little bit of everything. So let's go lighting and then we'll choose breathing. We'll do our colors again. Blue and red and apply it to everything. Now everything should be blue and red, including the dock over there is breathing, right? So some of them, all of them can do, and some of them, all of them can't. And then fire, this is what the boy usually uses for his setup. Razer has that button, which a lot of people don't have. See, here's where it gets a little bit wonky, where some things don't have fire. Only the keyboard and the monitor are doing fire right now. Spectrum cycling, everyone should have that, so they should all link up nice and easy here. And then Starlight, I think they all have that as well, maybe? Or no, not all of them. For static, everyone should have static. I should be able to go all green for everyone, no problem. And then the wave, of course, we were already doing, but you can see here. So what I'm gonna do now is turn the lights off so you get a better idea and show you some cool features and hopefully no one gets scared. All right, so there you can see how cool everything looks. So let's go to Razer Studio, and here's where I said you can make an edit. So you click on everything. Now you can change this to fire. Now everything is fire. If I hit save, everything should be fire. See, now previously all of them didn't have fire, but now they're all doing fire, which is pretty cool.
I like that.
If I hit here and check everything and I change this to breathing, and then again I change the color, I'll do red, and we'll change the second color to green. I'll save it. Now everything will be red, green. So you can see how cool this looks. Even the dock, like I said, the dock was limited on its features, but it works. Same thing here, right? Make sure every time you hit everything, and then we change this to reactive, and then we save it. So now it's reactive. So the reactive is not very cool for everything. So don't use reactive for everything unless you want really basic stuff. Ripple's what I was thinking of. Yeah, ripple is gonna be cool. That single light there on the keyboard currently is the numbers lock. So there you go. So now that is cool, right? So it goes through everything. It's not quite lined up because we haven't organized everything. But if you notice on here, you can move these things around. If you rearranged everything in Synapse, you can make it pretty cool. You see how it's going through on Synapse there. All right, and that's the ripple effect. And then of course we go spectrum cycling. So you can do that without the studio version, but it is nice to have everything lined up correctly, including the mouse. Starlight, I think is really cool. So that's doing a bunch of different colors. You can edit that, of course, like I showed you previously, to change the different color variants, but this predefined one is very cool. I like it. It's a nice, relaxing way to have your system set up. Like if you're not really too involved, you can have this just playing in the background. It's nice in a dark room. It's kind of cool looking. Static is nothing, you know, obviously we know how everything can do static. You can change the color, but again, static is pretty boring. Wave. So this is another one where if you rearrange these things on the desk, like for example, here's the monitor. There you go. I can move monitor here, move the keyboard here, speaker here, speaker here, mouse here. Now the wave is a little more aligned. I don't know if you can tell that, but it is nice how that works. And then let's do the wheel effect. Wheel, and save that. So you can sort of tell, but the wheel's not as impactful. I prefer wave over wheel. But here's where I think ripple is gonna be cool. And if I hit this button, that's pretty good, right? Yes, I like that. Like I said, the boy uses Fire the most. And of course, like I said, if you use the music, you can get the audio responses, but I don't want to set this up right now. It's nighttime, people sleeping. So yeah, Fire is pretty cool with all these setup as well. Let's get the lights back on. All right, so there it is, the setup for all these devices together. We do like each of these individual devices, but with Razer, it's pretty nice when you can get everything all together on one.